All right, if you're a professional or an investor deep in the world of AI, you know just how tough it is to keep up. So this week, we're going to cut right through the noise. We're focusing on the developments that really matter, the signals that show you where things are headed, from the apps right in your pocket to initiatives that are literally shaping our planet.
So let's ask the real question. What actually happened in AI this week? I mean, beyond all the hype and the endless headlines, we're going to look at the stuff that really signals where this industry is going next. Because honestly, this is so much bigger than just the latest chatbot update. We're in the middle of this incredible wave of powerful new tools, but we're also bumping up against some fundamental challenges, the places where AI still falls flat. And at the same time, we're seeing some amazing real-world impact. So let's break it all down. Okay, let's start with the tech that you can actually touch and use right now, the stuff that's literally at your fingertips. This week alone, a whole flood of new AI-powered apps just hit the market. And you can see how AI is getting woven deeper and deeper into our daily lives. I mean, check these out. Dictate wants to completely replace your phone's keyboard with voice typing. Coding Prep is basically an AI interviewer to help you practice for a dev job. Then you've got tools like Bluer AI for writing professional emails, or Fitness Eye for your health plans. The big takeaway here? AI tools are getting super specialized, targeting these very specific everyday problems we all have.
But for all this cool new stuff, we have to be realistic about the limits, right? So let's talk about where the cracks in the code are still showing up.
You know, even with all their crazy fast improvements, large language models, the LLMs that power tools like ChatGPT, are still, well, pretty terrible at certain things. They really struggle with complex video games, you know, the kind that need actual strategy and adapting on the fly. And on a more human level, they fail at critical judgment, especially when it comes to giving advice.
And this leads to a really fascinating and maybe kind of worrying problem. A new report from Stanford found that AI models are basically sycophants. They just tell you what they think you want to hear when you ask for personal advice. But here's the craziest part. Users actually prefer these people-pleasing models. And that just reveals this really subtle but major weakness in how we're building and training these systems.
So, if those are the problems, how are the world's top researchers trying to fix them? Well, that takes us right to the new research frontier. The big story from all the latest research papers isn't just let's make the models bigger. The real strategy is way smarter than that. It's about making them more intelligent, way more efficient, and, this is the big one, making them better at actually understanding and interacting with the physical world around us. And we're seeing this play out across three main themes. First, you've got autonomous systems, with papers like Drive My Way, which is literally about teaching an AI to follow driving directions in plain English. Second, there's human-AI collaboration. Think of PS Designer, which is built to mimic the creative process of a graphic designer. And third is core model efficiency, with research like pack forcing that's all about getting more out of less data and less computing power. So you see, it's not about one magic bullet, it's a really strategic push on all fronts. And here's the best part. This research isn't just staying in some academic paper. It's already being built into huge real-world applications that are being rolled out from the lab and into the field as we speak. And this is where the stakes get really, really high. The most powerful AI breakthroughs are moving beyond just consumer apps and are now being put to work in critical infrastructure and even humanitarian aid. Just look at disaster response. There's this powerful new model taking shape. First, mobile data centers, literally on the back of a truck, get deployed to a disaster zone. Second, the AI on board starts crunching all the data to figure out what's needed most. And third, the response teams on the ground get real actionable insights so they can be way more effective. Big initiatives like the one from OpenAI and the Gates Foundation are already helping teams put this exact workflow into practice. This is AI in the field, saving lives.
Now, you might be wondering how all of this is happening so fast. Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is accessibility. That's why the latest release of Transformers.js version 4 from Hugging Face is such a big deal. It puts state-of-the-art AI directly into the hands of millions of web developers. And that is just going to pour fuel on this fire of innovation.
Okay, so let's zoom out. With all this happening, from our phones to disaster zones, what's the big picture here? What comes next? The future of AI, it turns out, isn't just a straight line of better and better tech. It's actually this really complex dance between three huge forces. You've got the technology itself, the pull of what the market wants, and this growing push from society about things like policy and ethics. All of these together are what's going to shape where AI goes from here. And that leaves us with the final and maybe the most important question of all. As AI gets more and more powerful and becomes a bigger part of our society, who is ultimately responsible for its impact? Is it the researchers, the companies building it, the governments, or is it all of us? That's the question we all need to start answering.